So let's start with the story out of the Zondo Commission now. And today the Bosasa-related testimony was meant to continue with evidence from Linda Mti, but his legal representatives have said he was not available for today. Yesterday, the state capture inquiry heard former cabinet minister Nomvula Mokonyane respond to allegations that she received bribes.
Well, she rejected the testimony of former Bosasa COO, that's Angelo Wakritsi, and further denied ever receiving gifts from the company. But for more on that, we're now joined by eNCA reporter Manqoba Mchunu to give us, of course, just context as to what happened today. Manqoba, very warm good morning to you. Of course, cancellation or postponement of today's sitting occurring there. Just give us context as to what happened for all of us to witness that, of course, postponement of the sitting.
Well, Tumelo, we did begin the proceedings today with a bit of a request from the evidence leader, Mti, who did ask that he wanted to meet with the lawyers of both Linda Mti as well as Desmond Naya, who was at the commission earlier on, seated there. We saw him seated there waiting to continue with his evidence. But the evidence leader indicating that there was an issue that needed to be ironed out. So the commission taking a 30-minute adjournment to try and sort out that issue and to see if they could come to a sort of agreement. It then resumed after that, Tumelo, and then we saw that agreement being ironed out before the State Capture Commission, with the evidence leaders indicating that they had reached an agreement with both Linda Mti and Desmond Naya's lawyers with regards to postponing their evidence. So the reasons that they gave, firstly for Linda Mti, is the fact that his lawyers claim that he was given that notice of a sit-down. That is a notice to appear before the State Capture Commission late. So he says that this was only given to him 6 working days ago, and instead of the period of 14 days which was required for the commission to do. So that was one of the issues that Linda Mti raised. But of course, the evidence leader also raising the issue that Linda Mti has also not been, furnished the State Capture Commission with his affidavit relating to the allegations that were leveled against him by the former COO, Angelo Wakritsi, and as well as Richard Leroux, who was a former employee of Bosasa. So he has not deposed an affidavit so far. So he says that the reason why he has not deposed his affidavit is because of the fact that there's still a criminal case that is pending at the Pretoria High Court, and therefore he doesn't want to really give his defense in that criminal case in this particular matter. So the undertaking that has been agreed to between the State Capture Commission evidence leaders as well as his lawyers is that he's going to depose of an affidavit that will not sort of indicate his defense in that trial. So that process is still going to unfold. There was an undertaking or an agreement that the State Capture Commission will send more notices of how he's been implicated. Those are notice 3.3 of implication. So that will be done by this week, Friday. And from there, then Mti will then indicate, or they will decide on another day where he will possibly come to give his side of the story. So with regards to Desmond Naya. Yeah, go ahead, Manqoba. You're saying with regard to Desmond Naya? With regards to Desmond Naya, we also heard that his lawyers raising the same issue, that the notice of a sit-down was sent late to them as well. They said it was sent on the 10th of June, if I'm correct, Tulas, and they said this is simply not enough time for him to appear before the commission. And another reason that I've given to us is that there's been more statements that needed to be handed, that they've been confronted with as the legal team from the side of the commission, and they're feeling that Mr. Naya is being basically confronted with these statements without his knowledge. And so these statements, they say, also implicate him in wrongdoing. And so for him to be able to sit down and respond to these allegations, he'll need to receive a rule notice 3.3 of how he's implicated. And then from there, he can also formulate statements to reply to those statements. So that's one of the reasons why they've also asked for his evidence in particular to be postponed. There was also an issue raised about him having contracted COVID-19 and the fact that he would need more time to actually respond to these affidavits. So those are some of the issues that were raised, but the agreement is that these notices or outstanding statements will then be given to the two parties no later by Friday.
Sure. It's not a great advert for a commission that has cost the taxpayer some 700 million rand, Manqoba, is it? I mean, out of 4 promised witnesses this week, We could only get Nomvula Mokonyane. We couldn't get to hear Arthur Fraser because of some logistical situation that needs to be sorted out with his legal team. We couldn't get Linda Mti because of the same reasons, late notifications, and even Desmond Naya, some issues around logistics. It's not looking good in as far as the Commission acquitting itself well in as far as efficiency is concerned.
Certainly, Tulas, and those are some of the really worries that the chair has been raising, when evidence like this cannot be led. He's been really taking on evidence leaders, asking why this was not done on time. And certainly thinking of the time, Tulas, that the Commission has to complete its work by March next year. So that's very little time. And considering the impact also of COVID-19 and the fact that the Commission was also postponed for some months from March, it really doesn't augur well for the Commission to have issues like this where some of the witnesses will not receive those notices on time. And certainly in terms of the work of the Commission, we know that it's pressed for time to complete the work that it's supposed to do. And the Chief Justice saying that they're really going to, the Deputy Chief Justice saying they're really going to concentrate on those issues, outstanding issues that need to be dealt out. So they really don't have much time to deal with this. And certainly this doesn't look good for the Commission that's trying to finish its work ahead of time.
All right, well, thank you so much, Manqoba, for that update. That was eNCA reporter Manqoba Mchunu.